Greece has been torn apart by the worst riots in a decade, now entering their third week. Bands of self-declared anarchist youths have rampaged through the streets of Athens and other major cities, causing hundreds of millions of dollars in property damage. Now the unrest has spread over Europe. What's behind the anger, and what will it take to stop it?
After the square's first Christmas tree was burned to the ground on December the 8th, the worst day of rioting in the Athens centre, a new tree has gone up, and with it, new hopes.
Today we are here to say no to violence, no matter where it is coming from. Today we are here to say no to distraction, and never again to see actions that led to the death of the student. But we are also here to say no to the terror of the hoodlums. Today we are here to give a smile, hope, and life to the city of Athens.
Police now guard the central Christmas tree. Families mill around Christmas decorations, and children ride on a carousel.
It's a bit strange that police are here, but after what happened, they are needed, and it's good that they are here.
But just after a few days of relative calm, violence flares again across Athens. On December 20th, a crowd of about 150 people attacked the newly city-sponsored Christmas tree. Rioters throw stones and Molotov cocktails at police and try to disturb officers with green laser pointers. Tear gas is the response. The violence is unprecedented in length and depth. Although it began with groups of youths, it spread to include workers and students. Ordinary citizens have also participated in various peaceful actions. Weeks of protests and rioting have caused hundreds of millions of dollars of damage and focused attention on economic, political and social woes.
We have been affected by the economic crisis for the last 1.5 months. Now with the smashing and burning of our shop, it is complete. Now they have completely destroyed me. I will now have to start again from zero, just as I had started 8 years ago.
Riots erupted after Alexandros Grigolos, a 15-year-old schoolboy, was shot dead by a policeman in Athens on the night of December the 6th. It has ballooned into a social protest over the state of affairs in the country and the government's economic and education policies. An opinion poll published by Ethnos Daily said 83.3% of Greeks are unhappy with the government.
First of all, the government has to change. I don't know who can govern properly right now, but things have to change. Someone has to take the matter into their hands and do something. Things in this country have gone out of control. Greece has become a big mess.
Another survey by the Kathy Marini Daily put disapproval of the government's handling of the situation at 69%. 60% of those polled said the riots are a social uprising rather than an isolated outburst by a small fringe of violent protesters. People are unhappy over low wages, high unemployment and difficulty getting jobs without the right contacts. They also suffer from a slow and bureaucratic civil service system, an inadequate police force and justice system, and economic austerity measures by the government at a time of global crisis.
Think what would happen if everyone goes out to protest in the streets. The politicians, both the current and previous ones, just kept burying the problems of young people. And that is why this explosion took place now.
Young Greeks face a bleak present and future. Youth unemployment is high throughout the European Union, but particularly high in Greece. Although Greece's headline unemployment of 7.4% is just below the Eurozone average, the OECD estimates that unemployment among those aged 15 to 24 is hovering between 25 and 30%.
Because of unemployment, a quarter of those under 25 are below the poverty line. That percentage has been increasing for the past 10 years. There's a diffused, widespread feeling that there were no prospects. There's a period when everyone is afraid of the future because of the economic crisis. There's a general feeling that things are going to get worse. And there's no real initiative from the government. If the social problem can't be solved, it will be difficult to handle the unrest.
The unrest that has gripped Greece also showed troubling signs of spreading across Europe as violence erupted in several cities. Protesters in Sweden pelted riot police with bottles and set fires in downtown Malmö at a rally a week ago Saturday. Elsewhere in Europe, more than 15 people occupied a Greek consulate in Berlin to show their anger over the teenager's death. On Tuesday evening, about 100 people protested outside the Greek consulate in Frankfurt, and minor violence was reported on the peripheries of the demonstration, including the breaking of a bank's window.
Unrest spread over Europe in different ways, but the roots are always related with the social problems and the global economic crisis. Under the shadow of the global economic crisis, the EU economy has been affected a lot. The economic crisis has worsened the social problems and transformed them into social unrest. So if the economic situation can't be straightened out, unrest will continue. This has definitely hurt the stability in Europe.
On Christmas Eve, about 700 mainly young protesters marched through Athens' main shopping district. They sang carols with protest lyrics and scattered flyers calling for the release of those arrested during the rioting. For Greeks this Christmas, peace on earth seems very far away.
Cleanup teams have started work on repairing an estimated $300 million worth of damage in Athens. But as Greece still simmers from its worst riots in 40 years, fears grow around Europe that the violence may be a sign of the shape of things to come. We're going to take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at prospects for peace in the Middle East. So stay with us on World Insight.